Man adopts an old dog he finds at work, and it changes his life. It was a difficult time in Cody Leitenheimer's life. He and his wife lost 2 children due to miscarriage, and he felt he had a hole in his heart that was a bottomless pit that he would never be able to fill again. Then, one day at work, he was approached by a scrawny, big-eyed puppy. This unexpected encounter would lead both Cody and the dog on an incredible journey that neither of them will forget. Grab some tissues, animal lovers, cause you'll need them. One day, while Cody Leitenheimer was working at his wood flooring factory job, he noticed a dog walk up to him. I instantly wanted to abandon post and grab the thing for cuddles, but I had to get work done. But he walked up to me and kept staring with his huge eyes. I pet him and noticed instantly that he was flea-covered, matted, and not in the best physical shape, Cody said. As I looked closer, I realized that he had a lot of gray around his muzzle, ears, and faces. He wasn't a pup at all. I got him chicken-ish fast food during my lunch because he was so thin that I could feel his bones. That's when Cody had an idea. I started sending these pictures to my wife, planning on pleading to bring him home. But would his wife, Casey, agree? I didn't have to because she beat me to the punch, said Cody. I thought that I would have to herd him away from doors all day until I could clock out and take him home. The little guy fell asleep on the floor and I stayed there all day. When the end of the day arrived, Cody was finally able to bring the poor pooch home. He washed off dozens of fleas from his coat and then took him to the vet, where he got some pretty bad news. It turns out that this little guy had an enormous list of existing conditions, the most sad being his stunted growth due to extreme malnutrition. The dog also suffered from cataracts, and he had 1 dilated pupil from blunt force trauma to the head. He had ulcers in his stomach, which caused vomiting, and to make matters worse, he was completely deaf. Cody and Casey decided to name him Rooster Cogburn after John Wayne's character in True Grit. We found it fitting due to his ability to keep moving despite it all, Cody explained. The veterinarian said that Rooster was a Shetland sheepdog, between 8 and 12 years old, and he weighed only 7.3 pounds. Like Rooster's namesake, he remained strong and unwavering throughout his recovery. Finally, it paid off. Here he is after a surgery on the fistulas, a strict medicinal regimen, months of spoiling, and a family who loved him as much as their 2 children and then some, said Cody. Rooster even got a name upgrade, Cody continued. Toothless nickname added by our 5-year-old daughter because of her love for How to Train Your Dragon. Rooster Cogburn was a dashing elderly gentleman in the vein of Sir Ian McKellen and Christopher Plummer. Cody and Casey treated their pup like royalty. He, in turn, showered them with unconditional love and affection. He loved being spoon-fed by his mommy, and Greek yogurt was his favorite treat, said Cody. Toothless Rooster Cogburn clearly loved to play dress-up. He might have had a painful life, but it was worth it to be able to end up with Cody and his family. He was certainly right at home with them. It was the perfect match. Though he was an older dog and he had his fair share of health issues, Toothless Rooster Cogburn had a spirit that could not be discounted. He was the life of the party and the best friend Cody could have ever asked for. Naturally, Toothless Rooster Cogburn loved naps just like any good dog should. It was a relief for Cody and his family to know that this old pup was finally living in a place where he could snooze peacefully all day long. Sadly, this story had a tearful ending. Toothless Rooster Cogburn was given 3 months to 1 year to live, said Cody. He made it to 1 year before he got too sick to grace us with his awesomeness for 1 more day. Finally, on June 2nd, Cody and his family had to say goodbye. I watched the greatest friend, most loving pet, and the most heroic fighter I've ever met sink into a well-deserved final nap while his mother and I held his paws, said Cody. I never thought I could love a pet as much as I loved him, as much as we loved him. Everyone who met him instantly loved him. His vets, our friends, a theater full of patrons when he performed a walk-on role in a play, he truly was one of a kind. We hope that we gave him enough good memories to wipe out any bad ones that came before. Cody and Casey were able to provide a better life for the infamous Toothless Rooster Cogburn than he could ever dream of. Thankfully, he came into the right place at the right time. Stories like this one prove that dogs are so much more than just canine companions. They are devoted friends whose wide array of gifts and skills can help us accomplish things that might otherwise feel as if they are impossible.